Hi, welcome to Textiles and the Triplett Sisters. I'm Lori Lee Triplett, and today we are going to be looking at paper-pieced animals, if you can believe it. Now, in one of our previous vlog, I mentioned how I like to hand paint textiles, and this is one of the textiles that I hand painted. If you'd like more information about this, be sure you check our February 10th blog or check back to the video where I discussed hand painting. So once I had my hand painted original done, we turned it into fabric. And then I decided I'd really like to make a crib quilt to go with this. So what sort of crib quilt would what sort of items would I surround the center panel with? And so I just like to paper piece. That's my favorite technique for assembling my quilts. And I thought it would be fun to have paper pieced animals. I'm going to have paper piece birds of the sky across the top, and animals of the land on the sides, and then I'll also have animals of the sea across the bottom. Since it is a crib quilt, then it could also be something that the child could learn from as well. So I began exploring all different sorts of animals or cute little critters using different templates that are typical with the paper piecing. So I have this hexagon, I have a diamond, a triangle, and a square. And I really recommend that you just play with them and figure out animals that you like. I thought I'd start with a simple one today, and that's this cute little fish. I do my first designs in plain fabric, so that I can really look at the shapes and see if they work, knowing that I'm probably going to add hand painted details, as well as I will pick fabric with a print to it or textures. So here's a couple of different examples of a bird and that I've done, and we're going to work on the goldfish today to learn it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the body of the goldfish, which is a hexagon, and I cut it out of my fabric that I have selected, a fun orange gold with lots of texture printed in it. And then you'll notice it has two diamonds on it. So I'm going to take my diamond template and I draw around that, lay it on the fabric where I want it, draw around it with a Sharpie, and then I'm going to cut it out. And I've cut the rest of the pieces out so that you don't get bored and fall asleep over there. So once I have it cut out, I'm going to take a paper template, and I usually use pre-cut ones, but every once in a while I am running short, and so I may just cut some out of a heavier cardstock that I get out of a magazine. I'm going to glue baste my diamonds in place, and I work in opposition when I do so that I can pull it tight over the pre-cut paper. Once I have it glue basted in place, I'm ready to go. So you're going to take one hexagon, and then you simply stitch the first tail or fin on. When I stitch, I like to clip mine together, and you can then stitch using whatever stitch you prefer, whether it be the ladder or what I call the invisible stitch, and some people use a binding stitch. So whatever stitch you're used to using for your paper piecing, go. Once you've added that, you're going to add your second tail or fin, and I slide those in and stitch that together. And then I will add a decorative detail. You can either embroider or hand paint eyes or other details that you might like to add to your fish. Once you have your fish done, then you decide whether you're going to paper piece in a background either in a white or in a blue for the sea color, whatever color works with your particular scheme. And you just begin filling in all of the choices to create a block. If you prefer, you can, of course, instead simply choose to applique it onto your block. And use that method of assembly if you prefer. Now, I thought the goldfish by itself looked kind of lonely, and so I was thinking it might be fun in the block to have a little school of fish. My sister actually thought about this, and I liked her idea. And so you can add your schools of fish, and you can either have them touching or separate them, depending on the look that you want. And again, you can choose to applique that on, or you can see that the hexagon fits the way I've assembled it right in there, and you can choose to paper piece the entire block that way. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope that you will adventure and create your own birds and animals and fish of the sea out of paper piecing. So please subscribe to our blog, like it, and pass it on to others. Have a fun and fabulous day.